Hey everyone, Lancy here. Just a quick one from me today. Sony have announced the PlayStation 5 Pro. I want to give you my initial thoughts and reactions to this announcement. It's going to have an upgraded GPU with 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother than PlayStation 5. Advanced ray tracing. This allows rays to be cast at double and triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. AI-driven upscaling. We've introduced PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, an AI-driven upscaling that uses machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. That is a lot of information, but what does that translate to, I hear you ask? Well, let's have a look at some gameplay. We've got some gameplay here of the PS5 Pro, and I mean, it looks good. And we've got a comparison of the PS5 in fidelity mode next to it. So I guess on the right, the frames are a bit smoother. And here's some more gameplay here. Nope, that's Ratchet and Clank. So the frame rates are a bit better. My very reasonable point I'm making is when we go over it with a magnifying glass, I think I can see the difference, but I don't think it's a huge dramatic change. So yeah, that's the PlayStation 5 Pro versus the PlayStation 5. You see it there, or maybe you don't see it. I think it looks very minimal. Going through the comments section, I also saw that there are some people who are frustrated from seeing Last of Us looking a tiny bit better again. I feel like Last of Us has kind of become, I know that was Last of Us Part 2, but I feel like, especially with the first one, it sort of turned into Bethesda's Skyrim, how they relaunched it on all those consoles. And now we're seeing Last of Us look slightly better again. They mentioned the PlayStation 5 Pro will have a Game Boost feature, which can make your backwards compatible PS4 games playable on PS5 Pro. And the feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games with enhanced quality, image, resolution, and it will also launch with wireless technology, Wi-Fi 7 in territories supporting the standard. VIR and 8K gaming are also supported. Okay, so basically this PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be the best way to play your PlayStation 4 games. I'm questioning the amount of people who really want this feature. I don't know. Maybe I've misread what people want. I just find it interesting that that's a selling point here, that this is the best way to play PS4 games. We have some images here of the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's what it looks like. We've got a couple more images here. So that's cool. But I'd like to draw your attention to this image where it says disk drive and vertical stand sold separately. So if you want the disk drive or the vertical stand, you're going to have to pay extra. It won't come with the stand, and this is a digital only console. It works with the VR2, PlayStation Portal, and all these other accessories, and the price is going to be $700 US. It will include a 2TB SSD and a copy of Astro's Playroom and a controller. So $700 US is a lot of money to my Australian audience who are just waking up as I'm recording this video at 3 in the morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. I've run the numbers, and that ends up being about 1,050 Australian dollars. And in Australia, the vertical stand is $50 extra, and the disk drive is about another $150 extra. So you could easily be looking at $1,250 for a PlayStation 5 Pro with all those extra bits added on, which to me is mental. There are some games out there, I will say, that I think can utilize a PlayStation 5 Pro. I think the one that comes to mind for me is Black Myth Wukong, just because there were definitely moments in that game where stability was a bit of a concern. Otherwise, for me, that game was absolutely amazing. Please, the link to my review on that is in the description below. But I just hope that we actually see a more impactful difference instead of it just being, oh, I want a PS5 Pro to play that one game. Because for the moment, from what we got to see in that gameplay, it just looked a tiny bit better. And I'm not sure if people are going to be willing to spend $700, which is a crazy amount of money. If you've already got a PlayStation 5, would you upgrade to a PlayStation 5 Pro? Maybe not for 1 or 2 games. I would want to see improvements across the board. And from what I saw in that footage, it didn't look like a big enough difference for me personally, but who knows? Maybe we'll see later on. I just want to come back on the price a little bit. I understand that there is a 2TB SSD in this console, but to not include the vertical stand, I don't understand that. I really don't get it. I think it's quite disingenuous that a lot of the marketing material for this game, the ads I see on TV and on the internet, and the promotions even on the blog here, and all the pictures, or most of them, had the stand in it. The first pictures I saw of it were with the stand, and they have that tiny asterisk that says sold separately. I just think that's slightly disingenuous, and to think that in Australia people could pay, I think it's going to be like $10.49. I really do. I think the price is going to be like $10.49 for this. At best, it's going to be $9.99 maybe. I don't know, but it's just a lot of money. But in America, $700 for a PlayStation 5 Pro. That's mental. I'm really hoping that developers take full advantage of the PlayStation 5 Pro, because if you're paying that much money for the console, I want maximum output out of the console, of course. So it would suck if there's only like a handful of games with that PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced label. And also, I want that label to mean something. I don't want just slightly better frame rate or just slightly better graphics. I think for that price increase, especially if you already own a PlayStation 5, there needs to be some reason to upgrade for that price tag, because that is a huge amount of money for initially. I'm not sure if the improvement is that big, but we'll see, I guess. I remember when PlayStation 5s used to have the 8K label on the box, and there was only one game that could do 8K. It was called The Tourist. It was an arcade game. I can't tell you anything more about that. I never played it. But now when you buy a PlayStation 5, it doesn't have the 8K label on the box, on some of the models at least. So yeah, I just hope that developers can take full advantage of that console, because that's a lot of money for a console. So we'll see. The PlayStation 5 Pro will launch on November 7, and the pre-orders will be open on September 26. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Are you going to get one? What do you think about what we saw in the showcase and that footage that I showed you here? Are you going to be buying one at that price? I'm not too sure if I am. I'll be honest, most of my games these days I play on PC, apart from 1 or 2 games, particularly the PlayStation exclusives. I think that's a lot of money. So we'll see. I personally think that is a significant amount of cash, and I would want the improvement to warrant the cost of that purchase. So we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more content. Got more reviews and impressions videos along the way. Thanks so much for watching. Lancy out.